That is one ripping fire. Alright, so I had this idea that I could take two standard oil tanks, the old heating oil tanks that are 275 gallons or so, and set them up and build a firebox between them, and have an outdoor wood boiler. So some of you have probably seen this video of my 40-gallon outdoor water heater that I actually built this about 8.5 years ago, and it works amazingly well. It's just that it only holds 40 gallons. The firebox is tiny, and I can't really heat the house with it. You have to cut the wood up real small. I burn pretty much exclusively pallets, but I burn other stuff too. And so I had one from another project that I had lying around. I actually got sort of for free, along with a furnace that I bought that had a Beckett style oil burner on it. And on just about any given day here in Michigan, you can go on Facebook Marketplace and find these oil tanks for, I don't know, $100, $50. Sometimes people ask a lot more for them. And very few people here in Michigan still use these tanks. Everybody has either switched to natural gas or they have propane. And so the tanks that are out there are the old ones that are made of fairly thick steel. And so yeah, so I'm showing here DeltaCAD and a drawing that I have made up, and just to start visualizing things. And this is the foundation view, and then I also have the view of the framework that will house the whole thing. And this is a wooden framework, which might make you laugh because you're not supposed to make wood stoves out of wood, are you? But the fire is contained within end caps that I built on the front and the back and the top. And if you have a wood stove in your house, well, your house is made of wood. So as long as you can keep the fire away from the wood structure, it serves just fine. So anyway, what we have here is we have the concrete foundation, and we have 10-inch blocks, a solid row of them with all the cores poured full, and then 8-inch blocks on the sides that will hold the legs on the outside only. And then this is a fire brick lining. And then I also have 8 inches of lava rock covering the bottom. So on to the build. So I have picked up a second 275-gallon oil drum. There's the first one. Well, it turns out there are quite a few different sizes of tanks. The one I got was actually smaller than any of those. So we're going to take two oil tanks, line them up side by side just like that. I'll probably build a big concrete block structure underneath to act as a firebox. And we'll leave some space in between them. Probably more than that by a little bit. Enough that we can put a pallet in between them, or two even. And then there'll be the fire down there underneath them. And they will heat from the bottom as well as the heat rising up between them. And then there'll be some kind of lid on top with the chimney fitting. And these will be full of water. I do plan to boil them out before I really use them seriously with any water. So it's a snowy day in the upper 20s. It looks like we have some meltiness going on. I did put movers blankets down. We'll see what the temperature is. .44 degrees. Very interesting. It's giving off some heat. I don't know if I can still trowel it, but at least I screeded and floated it good. All I'm doing is laying block on it anyway. Protecting from freezing, running a small heater. Setting up a tent so I can put a little heat on the slab and lay the block. So that's some tower material that I got a number of years back. Right, so there's my hot tent for doing the rest of the outdoor boiler foundation. It's an old RV cover. I don't have the RV anymore. And I have my 50,000 BTU salamander heater going in there. And some nice big vent holes open, as you can see. The zipper conveniently lined up right here. Mr. Heater. There's a vent hole back there. Pretty interesting how the thing is ballooning outward from the heat. And there's our slab, which we will shortly be laying concrete block on. It's amazing how quickly this heater made it warm in here.